fast-paced lives, and there's so much pressure that sometimes you could, the exterior could look really strong, but you're actually breaking within. So that's the role mental health plays. And they always say that the mind is stronger than the body. So it's so important to train the mind. A lot of people are only giving importance to how the body is looking and how they are looking in terms of shape, and they forget training the mind. And then there's the spiritual aspect, uh, which I think brings it all together. It's about faith, it's about believing in the universe, it's about having patience. And when you bring these three elements together, that brings a very important aspect in every human being's life to function at their optimal best. It's called alignment. Without these three pillars, you can't find balance. So all three are, equally important. And to believe that it's always happening for the best, even the worst, in any given situation. So this truly is the bedrock and philosophy of my life. And if you're sorted there, nothing can really shake your core. So that balance brings about awareness. Again, a very important aspect for wellness, overall wellness. So to live mindfully and with awareness is something that Luke and I totally swear by. I even take the carte blanche and speak for him because I know him so well. um, so yes, that's how we live our life. Sorry, I'm just taking the carte blanche because I can see him like shake his head. um, and that's what, I mean, whatever be the storm on the outside, I think Luke and I are the kind of people where like, this too shall pass. It's okay. So we're in that moment, and that comes with alignment and balance.
So, one point that I think every person here appreciates, that without mental health, essence of spirituality, no matter how much you hit the gym, no matter how much weight you lose, it's not really going to give you happiness. And I think this sentiment, the way that it's been expressed, ought to learn. Luke, Shilpa just spoke about fast-paced lives. Now, with fast-paced lives, like every time, most of us, we get inspired. We're going to eat healthy. We're going to have only salads and so on. So we're going to make sure that we don't have as much sugar, and then somehow our lives catch up with us, and we forget the same. And you have that burger on your table, or you have that pizza at night. So, how do you suggest someone follows mindful eating? Because you're traveling. I mean, on flights, you're out, you're meeting people. How do you actually make that coexist?
So again, it starts in the mindset. You'll have built successful businesses. All right. You've given all your time, you've given your discipline, you've given your hard work, your sacrifice to it. Why? Because you gave it a certain level of importance. You made it a priority. Health is the same thing. We will have conversations like this every single year, on and on, unless we understand that the only time we make our health and body a priority is the time that we'll get it done. Like I said, motivation will always fail. All of you have access to a ton of YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, now Chat GPT with it, the most inspirational stuff, but we're struggling to change behavior and put it into action. We fall off track. Give you a simple example. My office is at the Taj Lands End in Bandra, and I work out at the Taj Lands End in between. I keep a workout time at 12 o'clock in the afternoon because the gym's usually empty. I like that. I came back to Mumbai on the 4th, and I went to the gym at 12, and it was packed. I didn't like it. I asked the trainer, like, what's going on? He said, oh, till the 10th, sir. After the 10th, you will be free again. And I was like, I said, I want to have a bet with you. So we put 5 grand on each other, and he said, I'm willing to bet for sure. He said, it happens every year. I've been here for 9 years. So the point is, again, do these people, they got motivated because it's 2026, New Year resolutions. Everyone's motivated to change, but they've not given it value in their mind. You buy yourself a yacht, a Rolls Royce, etc. You love it for a while because it's valuable to you. After a while, it becomes just another car in your garage, it loses its value, and it doesn't excite you anymore. So the whole point is, I want to add on to what Shilpa beautifully spoke about spiritual wellness. We've worked with about 3 or 4 spiritual leaders in our country. If I've worked with them, it's because they have a particular health problem. And the one conversation we always have is, they say, oh, Luke, you're spiritual, what do you do? I say, after dealing with everyone, I just have one definition of spirituality as the first step. Then we can make it complicated. We can go into karmas, past life regression, etc. The first step is, if you are spiritual and you believe that your body is a gift of life, your first spiritual step would be to respect it, not to throw it away, not to abuse it. And if you have, gain it back. For me, that's the first step of spirituality. We're all spiritual beings, period. You can say what you want. So coming back to your point, the burger, etc., etc. Travel. I'm sure all of you travel, but what's the one thing that stays constant? You have the same 24 hours in Calcutta, New York, London, Australia, Dubai. Which means if you could do an hour workout in Calcutta, you can do an hour of workout in Dubai. The things that may change are your sleep timings, jet lag, and maybe eating outside food, even though you can still select healthier options. But our mindset is, I'll come back and get on track. It's travel, which means travel, I go off track completely. Now we got to make that mindset change to change that. Your burger or your pizza is not your problem. Eating it at the wrong time, too much, and every day is the problem. It's not the burger, it's not the pizza. It's the consistency with what we carry on the bad habit. So when people, I was speaking to you earlier about this, I think. The most miraculous change of health goals happens when someone is diagnosed with a deadly disease. Everything they never wanted to do, they will start doing in the next 24 hours. How? The same person, but the unfortunate motivation or inspiration is now the disease. So do we have the capability to do it? Absolutely yes. Do we have the time to do it? Absolutely yes. But we've not made it important. We've not given it value. So your health is a value proposition. It is only going to be as valuable as you make it for you to continue doing it consistently. And honestly, that's the bitter truth. I'm not talking about a diet, exercise, anything. Once this gets set right, it's, it happens automatically. I know people who cannot function if they don't exercise. Supposed to function.
Fantastic. I think Jack Ma said the same thing in one of his talks. He said, suddenly when you get a disease, you have all the time in the world. Until the day before that, you couldn't find time to breathe.